G'day viewers, Peter here. How are they hanging? It's just a couple of days before Christmas, so I thought I'd try and get a video out quick smart. I'll just show you, I mowed this front lawn just last weekend, so it was done last weekend, and thank you to Matthew who comes to help me every year. I only mow this once a year because up and left there it all has to be done with a brush cutter, and if you look, it's growing back so fast in only a week. But I used both of those heavy cut mowers and they did a fantastic job, and that's us done for another year. So I'll come back to the shed and give you a quick look what I've been doing. So I've got my angle grinder out and it's got a flat wheel on it and been tacking. As you know, I've got two wheels. This is the second one. I've welded the four spigots on properly and tidied them up with the flat wheel. I'm just going to sand that properly and then hang them up and spray them with Savo, just with undercoat. I've fitted all four hubcaps to both of the wheels that I've done and they all fit perfectly. So I'm real happy with how that's going. So they'll be in etch primer today. So that's what's happened with that one. And we'll come into my shed here. Well, that's another thing I can show you. About a week ago, hang on, I'll pull this door down a bit. About a week ago, I found, I don't know if you can see her. Can you see? That's another redback. Now, I found her about a week ago, and she hasn't been in a position where I could kill her, because I've been a bit busy, but it's looking to me like I could kill her today. If we look down here and see hubby, if you can see him, he's looking a little bit devoid of life, because as soon as he does the deed, she kills him. So that's a husband's lot. So that's a dead male redback spider, and that's the female up there. And I feel sorry for him because it looks like the family court system for redback spiders is much the same as the family court system for humans. When the men, after it all goes south, the men don't come out of it very well off. But let's push that up. So that's my redback spider, but she'll get her comeuppance today, later on after I've painted these wheels. So you can see you've got three wheels left. They're yet to have the spigots welded on. Now this is the one that I've already sanded, so that'll give you an idea. That's been wire brushed, flat wheeled, and then hand sanded, and that's ready for undercoat. Now I'm not really great with ropes, but what I did is I put a loop in here, and then I've simply tied that off with a double reef knot, so I can hang that up like that sorry, I don't know if you saw that, I can hang it up like that to paint it, and we'll see how that goes. What else have I been up to? Been making these. When I was showing on a lathe the other day, I'm not sure if I actually did show you, but can you see when I cut these off with a hacksaw, see how there's a dag left on the end? And what I've been doing with that, this is a little diamond stone I've got, it's a 300 grit, and I've just been rubbing them like that to get the dag off, and then chamfer the corners. No rocket science in that. So that's how I've been doing that. Anyone that is thinking when I was turning these on the lathe that the lathe was going too slow, you are correct, but you'll also notice that the long piece of stock that I had was hanging out the back of the machine, and I'm loath to cut a piece of stock because whenever the next job comes along, it's a 15th too short, isn't it? So I hate to cut a piece of rope, I hate to cut a piece of steel, So I wanted to leave the length hanging out the back so that there was no throwaway wastage, and that meant the only way I could do it is to turn it at a very slow speed using the back gears, because if that whipped around it's going to damage things in my shed and damage the stock. So that was my choice. Speaking, that's something interesting I found. You see this little job here? When I was working on the lathe, I found this. Can you see? I'm not sure if you can see. It's got my initials on it. You're not going to be able to see it, are you? This is where you need a cameraman. Oh, well, you're going to have to take my word for it. That was made, can you see that, at Williamstown Technical School. Now someone pinched the S stamp, so it's just got WT, it's got my initials on it, and this is obviously a garden sprinkler that I made in 1972, so I was in Form 2. That would be Year 8 for modern kids. It's got a 1/2-inch BSP thread, which was standard because that's before Gardena fittings were invented. And I just thought it was interesting because I made that in Form 2, and I wonder what models the kids make now. Probably useless things that take no ingenuity or no skill set, and maybe even you've got to maybe you just got to draw it in 3D. You don't have to actually physically make it. I mean, what a poor excuse. Whereas that is probably 50 years old, and if I stuck it on the garden hose, it would still work. I see. So these are Gardena fittings that we have now. That one's 3/4 BSP, so it won't go in. But if I had a 1/2-inch BSP to Gardena, I could just hook that up on the hose, and away you'd go. This is the other thing I want to tell you. This is the product I'm using. I found this to be a very good product at a very reasonable price. I can tell by the weight that it's got a lot of zinc in it. It's only $14, I think. And it's a real good product at a real good price. I don't get any kickbacks or anything. I don't this channel will never be monetised. I buy that with my own money, but I do think it's a good product at a reasonable price. I think that's about it, fellas. So that's what I've been up to. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I hope everything goes well, and that's what we're up to, and I'll see you in the new year. Okay, see you later, fellas. Bye-bye.